How's it,
Okay.
everyone? You're here with
Yeah.
Mike Morton here on Soccerbeat. This is the Betway Beat. Thanks for joining us, and we've got a great episode here today. Some breaking news stories as well. Just want to, we've got a very nice guest with us here that's going to give us some updates on a very crucial topic for Bafana and for Lesotho and for Nigeria. So very, very interesting here. Our guest, Mokhosi, please, can you introduce yourself, Mokhosi? Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Mike. I'm Mokhosi Mohapi. I'm the Secretary General of the Lesotho Football Association. Yeah.
Okay, awesome, man. Thank you for joining us. Obviously, you would understand why South Africans are very concerned with what's going on right now. We obviously played Lesotho in Polokwane on the weekend. And there's an ongoing story now with obviously Teboho Mokoena, where it's apparently he was suspended for that game. Just to find out from you guys, when did you find out that Teboho was actually suspended?
I think it's Monday or Tuesday morning, one of those 2 days. I just got a call from someone from England who I've been discussing football issues with. And then he said, hey, by the way, there's this that you can exploit. And I said, well, really? And I said, okay, fine. Let me see how we can push it. And we went into any archive we could grab we then looked at it and said, but okay, this guy actually played two matches, one against Benin and the other against Zimbabwe, where he got yellow carded. And I said, okay, fine. What does the regulation say? He ought not have played in our match. Oh, okay. Then what do we do? Oh, let's just inform FIFA and say, FIFA, what is this? Under your watch, what is this? No protest. There's no protest. It's just saying, okay, can you clarify the regulations for us? 9.3 or was it 63? That says any player or official who gets 2 yellow cards in the competition, and the competition is obviously FIFA, not any other, the World Cup qualifiers, should automatically sit out the next game. Now, while we are looking at that, we're saying, okay, we don't want to protest because already we didn't lodge the protest during the match or 2 hours after the match. Neither did we lodge the protest within 24 hours of the match being played. Therefore, there's an element of time bar in relation to the regulation. That one we are very conversant of. But then there's one thing that we want to ask FIFA. Who are the custodians of the regulations? And who should effect suspensions? I don't think you expect Lesotho to suspend South African players. Neither do you want South Africa to suspend their own players.
Sorry, Mohapi, I just lost you there. Yeah, your sound just went for a little bit there. If you could just repeat that last little bit.
I said we then say, look, FIFA, explain yourself with regards to the regulations that you are using, supposedly using. They're yours. We can't suspend, and therefore there's no other body that can suspend except you. Now, if the player is ineligible to play but continues to play, in football we call him a defaulter. He has defaulted on the regulations. Now, what about then the issue of forfeiture? Who should deal with the issue of forfeiture? It's not us. It's not that. There's this issue and element of protest that people want to talk more about. The protest, I'm sure, does not merely apply to statutory issues. It could apply to other infringements pertaining to treatment, pertaining to other technical issues that another country may feel they were not supposed to be that way. But this
Yeah.
one of
Mohapi, can I
two
ask you a
matches,
question there? Just on that fact,
yes.
does CAF not send out a list of suspended players prior to these games happening?
Can I show you something?
Please,
Here, can I show you something?
please.
What's this?
Disciplinary committee, yeah?
Yeah,
I can't actually
yeah,
see that, yeah?
yeah. It is a confirmation of a yellow card or a caution given
Yeah.
to our player who was wearing number 2, which is Mkhonazi Mtlumelo, ne?
Yes.
This is the first one we receive. I am sure. I think you know where I'm going. I'm sure there
Yeah,
are
yeah.
two of those at SAFA somewhere. There are two of those
Yes. No,
in
for
the
sure. I
Secretary
have no
General.
doubt about that. I mean, even in a match report that you get every game, you would have a list of who was booked in that game. But my
Precisely.
question
But
just is, I know how it works in the PSL is
yeah,
going up to a match day. every club would receive a list of who the suspended players are, and even some it'll tell you who's on 1 yellow card, who's on 2 yellow cards,
Yeah.
etc. From the
Yes.
body PSL. In
Yes.
CAF
Even with
games,
CAF.
in World
With
Cup
CAF
qualifier
games,
games, do you
we
not
get
get a
them.
document that says who's suspended or who's on cards?
We didn't. I don't
But
think SAFA got it.
does it ever happen? Do you ever get that type of document
Yeah.
before a game?
Yeah. 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 We used to get
So
them.
where was that document for this game?
I don't know. I don't know. I never got it. I'm sure I'm one of the people who, when I get any document from FIFA or CAF ahead of the game, I always make sure that our team is furnished with that document. I mean, I'm also a CAF match commissioner, so I would know the implications.
100%.
You see? So now here, what happened? I know they're going to say, but the onus is on the team also to have its own record. You understand?
Yes.
Now,
You would
if they
think that
go
the
to
team
that,
would have their own record, because you also want to know, especially in a qualifying run, who is at a potential risk of suspension. So who's on 1
yeah,
yellow card, who's on 2, etc.,
yeah,
etc. So
exactly,
surely,
exactly.
like, especially when you're playing back-to-back games where you're going to play a game 2 days later, you'd want to know who's on 1 yellow card to avoid suspension for the following game. So my
Yes.
question is, are the countries not receiving a list of the guys that are on 1 booking, on 2 bookings before the game?
No, this one we didn't. Even SAFA, I checked with SAFA, they didn't receive it. That's why I feel sorry for everybody pointing a finger in one direction towards Mr. Tseka.
SAFA.
It's not fair. It's
Mm.
not fair. Even here at home, somebody tried to do that with our manager, Mr. Matos, and I said to him, no, his business there is not to monitor matches that we are not playing. If you want to say somebody should be doing so, so be it. But he's like 110% involved in the team and in the same day and event that he's participating in. So they wouldn't
Sure.
know. He wouldn't know. But then now we are in this precarious situation where there's just a request for information. But be careful. That request for information can trigger a disciplinary action by FIFA onto South Africa. It could possibly do so,
Yeah.
because, like I was saying, we are a bona fide member of FIFA, just like SAFA and everybody. It is our moral and organizational duty to protect football.
Yeah. Just quickly
From
on
what?
something you touched on earlier in terms of you. So you said that you guys actually never made a complaint. You just flagged it to FIFA. Did you not issue? Did
Yes.
you not put in your? Yeah. Okay. So you actually haven't put in a protest.
No, we didn't put in a protest. Like I said before, I'm quite well conversant with the regulations. We were time barred. So putting
Okay.
in a protest would amount to nothing. They would only say,
Sure.
look,
You've missed the window.
yeah, yes. So, but then I said
Okay.
again, whether protest or not a protest, FIFA and its members are obligated to protect the game.
Yeah.
In other words, when the regulation says if you're on a 2 yellow card, you should observe the suspension rule. We should.
Yeah. No, I get you. No, but like, so that's why I feel like some liability definitely lies with CAF, where somebody should have presented that document to say who was on certain yellow cards, but then at the same time, the countries need to do their own due diligence to know who's on certain cards or whatnot. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of things going on here. Have you guys been in contact with the Nigerian Federation at all?
No. There's nothing that I should be in contact with them about. The matter is not between us and them. They may
Yeah.
have interest. Believe you me, they may have interest, but
Of course.
we should not be pursuant to their aspirations. You understand? Let them pursue their own aspirations, not us. Not us. If they wanted to protest, they should protest on their own, test whether that system works. But ours is not an interest in protesting, because obviously we are time barred.
Yes.
Yes.
The
only time, sorry, the only time I ever spoke to the Nigerian Secretary General, and this is genuine, it was when we were in Egypt for the CAF EGA. That's the only time we met. Other than that, we have not spoken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in your eyes, what do you think? How do you think FIFA will deal with this? What's the type of outcome you think should come from something like this happening?
Look, Mike, it's not because it's South Africa, okay? It's because it's
No, just in
for the
general. I
game.
mean,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
has been
If,
wrongdoing here, so I just want to know
yeah,
what how you feel it should be handled.
I feel FIFA has to do whatever it takes to protect the integrity of their competitions. It should not be because a small country of 2,500 people, okay, is involved, then we turn a blind eye to the regulations in support of a country that has probably 30 times more than that country. It should not be that. I mean, I know South Africans may be up in arms and say, how come you are our closest neighbor? You guys should appreciate one or two things. And I'll tell you this. Look at the group, Mike. Look at the group. It's South Africa, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Benin, Rwanda, and then us. Of all those teams, bar South Africa, we have managed to get a result as Lesotho. One, we drew with Nigeria in Nigeria. We drew with Benin, and we beat Zimbabwe in Soweto. So this has technically got the wind out of your opponents. You understand what I'm saying? All of them.
Yeah.
We have given you something to go home with. But instead of saying hello, let us look at this team. It has helped us to be where we are. Your coach opts to say Nigeria will do it for us, not us. He doesn't even realize, because in his mindset, he doesn't like Lesotho. You have heard the disparaging comments that he has been making about Lesotho. But that is not about it. It's about FIFA respecting, living and dying on its regulations. If
Yeah.
I were in
So in
South
your
Africa,
eyes, yeah, for
if I not Mike,
justice to be
let me finish.
served, yeah,
If
cool.
I were in South Africa and a South African, and a proud one for that matter, if I were, I would be saying thank you, Lesotho, because all four teams, you have had a hand in slowing them as we accumulate points.
Sure.
Sure, that's football.
So in your
Purely
in
football.
your eyes, for law to be for justice to be served, yeah, you think that Bafana should be docked the points, um, just
If
for
that's
justice to be served, yeah,
if that's the import of the law, if that's the posture
yeah,
of the FIFA World Cup regulations, and we are being honest to the notion of protecting the game and to fair play, then we have to do
yeah,
something. Then we have to do
yeah.
something.
Does CAF not have to take responsibility for their part in allowing this also to occur?
Nah, they said it's a FIFA competition. We spoke to them, they said it's a FIFA competition. You know, of course, why.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, someone has allowed for him to walk on the pitch, and as I understand, the country should understand where he is in terms of bookings. But as an official, you should also be going into the game knowing who is suspended for that game. When you go to check cards before the game, somebody
Mm-hmm.
should have flagged the fact that he's not available to play in this game. Because I mean,
Precisely. At one point or
when you
another.
guys were doing preparation for this game, you would have definitely been doing video analysis, all these types of things on who you
Mm-hmm.
expect to be playing. So
Mm-hmm.
if you, I'm obviously assuming that you guys were doing all your prep correctly. You would have had a list to say, okay, but hold on, he's not even available, so we're not even going to prepare for him.
Well,
So
that's what I don't go that extent. Myself, I don't go that extent.
yeah,
I'm
but
the
your
Secretary
coaching staff,
General.
100% would be doing that, I'm sure.
Maybe they were too afraid to see.
Yeah,
Maybe they
because
were
I mean,
hyped up.
it just makes sense. If you were preparing for a national team on the other side, I mean, you have a certain period of time to prepare for this massive qualifier. You would assume that your guys would have done also the research into who was suspended. So it's not that only South Africa missed it. It seems like everyone missed it.
Everyone missed it. Everyone. Even the commentators, they missed it. I
Yeah,
know you have some of the best commentators. They missed it. They do a lot of research. They missed it.
Yeah,
But
I
you
was there. I
relent.
was at the game, so I
Are
was
you?
in the stadium. So,
Yeah.
like I feel guilty partly thinking like, well, I was there. Like, how did I don't not know? And a lot of the journalists and the
Imagine
media,
this,
but
man.
like,
Imagine this. If I had known that on match day, and then there's a brief stop of the match, it would have been pandemonium. You understand?
yeah,
But look, I'm not blaming anybody from SAFA. I'm not blaming anybody from FIFA. I'm not blaming anybody from LEFA. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just saying,
yeah,
in as much as nobody would have preempted this, here it's in our face. When you go to
yeah,
Article 63 or 9.3, it says cautions and red cards. When you look at the three aspect of it, you go and say, okay, here is something. It is in black and white or blue and white as the FIFA ones are. Here,
yeah.
it is
In
right
a
in front of you.
hypothetical situation, I mean, if you did know, it would have been in your interest actually to let the game carry on, and then as soon as the game finishes, to hand in the protest.
Exactly. Or somewhere before the game ends.
Exactly. So,
Just so
like,
that
it
people,
was such a
that gives
yeah,
people something to talk about. If we do it in the backyard, people don't realize. But if we do it as the game is oh, you understand?
yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
essentially, yeah, you would basically be just handing over the document. You'd be getting your 3 points.
yeah.
Um,
But
yeah,
look,
crazy.
the issue of protest now should not be the main, because admittedly, I'm saying, insofar as I do not believe that the protest is only limited to such aspects as the one that we are asking FIFA to talk about, we could not lodge any protest because A, we didn't do it within the 2 hours as the match was played with the match commissioner. B, we did not do it within 24 hours. However, I'm
Yeah,
saying, what type of protest are they referring to? Surely not player eligibility. Maybe if we were questioning an issue of the true nationality of a certain player, maybe those are the ones. But the ones that say
yeah,
if you get yellow cards, then you should sit out. Those ones are too trivial.
yeah. Is it
Yeah.
possible for a third party to protest? So, if the game had gone ahead, would it have been possible for Nigeria as soon as the game, or even as the game kicked off, to issue their
Yeah.
protest, or can it only be
Yeah.
the team that's playing the game?
No, I think if they have a certain prejudice to suffer, they could protest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the type of time frame that you think that this how long will it take for this to get resolved?
Even this week they can. By next week, end of next week, they will have communicated. Look, we only played yesterday. They're giving me this schedule. Or we played, sorry, the
Yeah,
day before. They're giving me this schedule to say, hey, your player, so and so, has a yellow card. Then I put it in
yeah,
file and I keep it in electronic and we share within the group of the technical team. Then they go and look at the others. The same player we are talking about here against Nigeria, he got a yellow card and scored. Against is it Benin? He got a yellow card. So against Rwanda, he didn't play. No, not against Rwanda, he didn't play. That other
okay,
match, not this one. That other one.
How would you like to win a little something extra just for joining the best in the game? For a limited time, we are teaming up with Betway and giving all of you access to a Soccerbeat exclusive. If you join Betway using the sign up code Soccerbeat, now in March, you'll get 25 Rand extra bet. That's right. It's time to get way more out of every bet. Standard T's and C's apply.
yeah. And what type
Yeah.
of communication have you had from FIFA since all of this has happened with Bafana?
With no, we haven't received anything. I'm sure they're checking and rechecking, looking at
Yeah,
everything to say, hey, this mosquito of a country might throw us into disarray. What do we do?
yeah.
Yeah.
Not a good situation for South Africa, but I understand your perspective and why you have a massive interest in this. And yeah, at the end of the day, South Africa did do something wrong, and I think nobody from South Africa's side even questions the fact that we've done something wrong here. It's just
No,
how
nobody is
this is.
questioning.
Yeah,
I think I must tell you this, Mike, and I'm being honest with this. Basotho are very incensed with regards to the comments of Mr. Bruce. Ordinarily, they would like, okay, well, these are our neighbors, we are related somehow. But whenever he gets the opportunity to say it, he expresses his dislike for Lesotho. At one point, he said, why does FIFA allow such small countries like Lesotho to take part in the World Cup? Who are they? Those kind of things, they build tensions that are not necessary. Now, many of the people here who I'm in touch with are saying, man, just go and protest so that this boy knows something. I'm sorry to use that word. But then I'm saying, no, but it has to be done within the ambit of the regulation. So, yeah, but you are intelligent enough to find a loophole. Find it. This guy has disrespected us for the longest of time. Do something. The bad part is I've been communicating with SAFA to say, look, if we are one people, why do you allow the coach? You understand? I'm not a hater, not at all. I'm not one to hate. I'm merely protecting the ambit of sport. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mokhosi, thank you so much for your time. You've given us a lot of insight there into the situation. I really appreciate it. It's not what South Africans want to hear, but it's the truth. So I really appreciate your time. And I'll maybe be in touch with you again as the situation unveils itself and we get more context into exactly what's happening. But thank you very much.
I can tell you, FIFA is going to be bound to act. But I do not wish that they do not transgress the parameters that they have set for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mokhosi, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And we'll chat soon.
Welcome. Yeah.